Hey guys, this is Dr. Hill at Rayford Animal Wellness Clinic or Rock, where pets aren't just cool, they rock. Hey, thanks for joining me. Today, I'm just going to do a quick talk on something you can try before bringing your cat into the clinic. This is pretty simple, but you do have to start ahead of the game, okay? So when cats come to the clinic, they don't always love it. Understandable, weird place, weird smells. Cats are they like routine. They like when things stay the same. A lot of times they like their environment. They're very comfortable there, and they really don't like when you throw them in a small box, put them into a moving car, and then throw them into the arms of people that they, don't know so well. Now, some cats take to it just fine. They're like, hey guys, what's up? But a lot of cats get stressed out. And the deal is sometimes if we can decrease that stress from the very beginning, and what I'm going to talk about today is putting them in the box, in their carrier, okay? I've seen some super cool carriers too. So there's some that look like little VW buses. I have one that's a backpack that I really like, and they can kind of see out of it everywhere. And some cats do better in some than others. From the clinic's perspective, a nice thing is the hard-sided carriers that you can take the top off of, or, open the top as well as the front to come out the front. And that is because some cats get nervous at the clinic, and if we can easily take the top off, it makes it a lot easier to get to them. We're not having to pull them out of the carrier. We can also then put a towel on top of them. So it's a little more, cats usually like to be kind of covered and feel like they're hidden. And so that gives us some options. So something to consider. About 2 weeks or longer, or maybe you want to start with your kitten with this. Start feeding them in the carrier. What we want is for them not to see the carrier as a scary place. Now, if you're starting with a kitten, you can actually start them in the carrier, get them used to being fed or getting treats out of the carrier. Just make it a normal everyday thing to have the carrier out. And sometimes those kittens then will never see it as a transport to the scary veterinary clinic, right? And that's super nice. And so it's great to keep kittens really used to having that kennel out, getting food in it, going into it for fun, for toys and things like that can be great. With adult cats, if you haven't put that work in, we can sometimes desensitize them to the kennel where they don't think it's the scary, horrible thing. And you're not getting scratched or bit, or when you try to put them in it, they're like, no, thank you. And you're like, oh God, we got 30 minutes and we got to get you in here and get to the clinic. So if you start early, and let's say at least 2 weeks, but if you could start even earlier, great. Pull the kennel out and put it near their food, if you could do that, and have them eat next to the carrier at first, just for a few days. So they're used to having it out, it's next to their food. What we're doing is putting some positive right next to it. You might still throw a few treats in it. If your cat will not get into that carrier, take the top off and just let them eat next to it with the top off. And then after they're super used to it, try putting the food in the kennel with the top off still. We're going to make it as easy as possible. We're going to give them quite a few days of just eating the food in the kennel, top off, no big deal. Then after they're used to that, you can try putting the top on with the door open or the door off and see if you can get them to get into the kennel and eat. And again, stress this, it's normal. Twice a day they go eat their food, or now you have to be careful. If you leave food out all the time, you want to make sure they're still eating if you do that. So we do want them to eat. So if they refuse to go in the kennel or refuse to eat, this isn't going to work. But maybe you can give them canned food, a little bit of canned food if they like that, and they start to eat in the kennel. So obviously, monitor them, right? But the goal is over that 2 week period that they're used to going into the kennel. If your cat eats meals, or you can try if they don't eat meals, there's graze throughout the day, then use some sort of yummy treat that they love and get them getting that in the kennel, and do it at a time that you'll be visiting the veterinary clinic. So say breakfast is 7 o'clock and you're going to go to the clinic at 8. Fantastic. Feed them just a little late so that they go in the carrier, eat their food. You can shut the door while they're in the carrier, and nothing super scary has happened. We have not shoved them in. They went in of their own accord. We did shut the door, but they have food and they're hopefully having a better experience. Now, That's going to help, but it's not perfect. If you can desensitize them to car rides, or if they're used to that, again, from kittenhood, that makes it a lot easier too, but that's okay if it doesn't happen. Like I said, just making the carrier easier is going to help things tremendously. At the very least, for you not to be stressed out, right? And hopefully for them too. That's the whole goal. So there is also, and I'm going to put a little link, there is also a pheromone called Feliway. There's others too. These are pheromones that are related to the pheromone the mother releases when she's nursing to help them to feel calmer. Now, is this an end all be all? It's going to fix everything? No, but it is something we use at the clinic as well. And it sometimes helps to bring down that stress level a little bit. So these things can be little ideas. You can get this Feliway, and it comes this little spray, and you can spray it on bedding or towels when you put that in the kennel for them to visit. And you can do that even when you're preparing them, 2 weeks out or so. Get them used to that kind of relaxing, hopefully pheromone scent for them. Whatever pheromones, I don't know if you'd call that a scent, but get them used to that. That can be super helpful and help them to feel a little more relaxed as well. And like I said, you can start it at home, have it on that. Now, keep in mind, if you use the spray, the propellant in it, I think, has quite a bit of odor. For me, it really makes me gag and choke. So do it, let it sit for, 10, 15 minutes before you put it in the carrier, put it where they really get that smell. Now, the Feliway actually doesn't really smell like anything. It's just, I think, when I get that spray, it kind of makes me gag just a little bit. So don't do it immediately and then put your kitty in there. Give it a few minutes to kind of dissipate. But these are some ideas that hopefully help and make it a little better when they have to come and visit. Now, if you have a totally stressed out cat, beyond all, we do have medications that we can try before visits, and they really can help. But again, it helps to sometimes know a few days beforehand. There are even things that you could try before you ever come. So give us a call if you want any other ideas for your kiddo, but try the kennel trick, and let's see if we can make it a little bit easier to get them in and to come and visit, and hopefully make the whole experience a little better. All right, thanks so much. Have a great one. Bye.